meeting is being recorded.
Otherwise, what you need to copy paste it. And the good thing here is it is not like our Kubernetes or a playbook YAML files space indentation issues. No issues. However, you want to put, you can put one either or ek andar, ek bahar, andar, like you can do whatever you want. Your wish. But no, sir, I want to look very stylish, neat format. One small command is there. Terraform FMT. Say that. Terraform FMT. If you use Terraform FMT, everything will be aligned proper. You can write however you like. You can write however you like. After writing, close it and do Terraform FMT, everything in nice aligned way, it will come automatically. So no space, no is carefully you need to write everything. AW, will it work? Those are the things you need to carefully take it. So here, see here, which one here we are using? Terraform. Required provider. Mandated to use this version. If you don't use it, it will pull the latest version automatically. It will pull the latest version automatically. Understood Nana, about the providers? So this code. Where did I close the? So yeah, which one here? Provider.tf. So you can keep only provider AWS. Do you see the version.tf? And there was a version, right? If you want, you can keep that version also separate in separate file. Later, if you want to change the versions, Terraform has given the new versions for this AWS provider. Instead of 5.90, 5.91 came. Do you want to change in all the places? Go it in version.tf and modify that place. It will affect to the entire project. So it is good to have separate files or only single file? Separate files. So you came to the conclusion now. And next, what is this here? Backend.tf. So why I'm teaching all these things? If someone asks you, sir, Riyaz sir taught you the Terraform theory first, they laugh. In Terraform, there is no theory. But to make you habituate with the terminology, so I'm making you habituate slowly, all these wordings. That is my style, right? So I'll put it in your brains, all these words slowly. So backend.tf, I told you, which is the file where Terraform will store the entire state. Say that. Say that again. Online, put in the chat. State file. Which one? Say that again. State file. So this state file, where will be? This state file is very important or not? Yes or no? Assume. You are the master brain for developing a rocket, for example. You are the person who developed the rocket. It is you and your brain developed. Yes or no? I just took out your brain out. What will happen? Do you do anything? Hey Sid, you developed this SpaceX rocket, man. What is SpaceX? What is rocket? Sir, who are you? Abhi sale, who are kaun re tu? Because if you remove the Terraform state file, this is the situation of Terraform. So without state file, Terraform will not work. Because what the Terraform has created, everything, entire information will be inside that state file. Whenever you run the command, first it will check what? State file. Let's say you created a Terraform template and you said like a Terraform 5 missions to launch. 5 missions you launched. I mean Terraform launched. So Terraform has launched 5 missions. How does the Terraform will remember? Because that 5 mission information will be in the state file. And then you went and launched one more EC2 instance manually in AWS. How many missions are there now? 6. Terraform knows the sixth one? No. Because Terraform is the not one who is managing the machines. Whatever is created through Terraform, those things will be remembered by let's say you wrote a Terraform code to launch how many machines? 5 machines. 5 minutes launched. That is your actual state. It's it actual state. Now you are modifying things here in Terraform and now you put a 10th. You put how many machines now in Terraform? 10. This is your desire state. Desire meaning your wish. How much you desire to have machines? 10. But actually, how many are there? You understand the difference between actual state and desired state? Getting it? Terraform will always check with actual state and desired states. Understood? Understood. Online getting it now? Okay. So all this entire information will be in which file? State file. Say what? Say that? State file. So by giving this much elevation of the state file, Pusuk, if someone deleted it, what will happen? Huh? Your entire infrastructure is gone or not? Everything is gone. State file is the heart of Terraform. If you take out the heart, it's gone. So for that reason, it is good to store it in local or remote. We call it as local state to remote state. How's that? Local state to remote state. Local state meaning where in your EC2 instance only, wherever you are running the Terraform, it will be there only. In that directory only. And by the way, this state file will be automatically created and maintained by whom? Terraform only. Don't go and do Unglify there. Don't touch it. Do not touch state files. Very, very dangerous thing. In Terraform, the dangerous thing is what? State files. So that dangerous file, is it good to keep it in local machine? So we need to keep it in somewhere remote. Where do we keep it? Tell me. Huh? Huh? Fantastic. Where? S3. Where we put? Exactly. That is called backend. What is that called? Remote state. Or remotely we are storing it, right? We call it as what? Tausif, see, in real time he don't have access to the state file. How come you will get this access to state file? Tausif, if you go inside and then just pull off one thing there, done. Of course, you have the backups. In S3, we have the state files. Enable the versioning for it. Understood? So that is called backend. What is that here? So this file is used to configure the backend, which determine how and where the Terraform stores its state data. And what is this here? Next one is main. This is a place where it contains the entire core resource definitions. Variables. Where is that? What is that here? Variables.tf declares input variables. I'll talk about the variables, different types of variables. Say that here again. Terraform.tf vars. Say that. Terraform.tf vars. Say that again. I want to launch 10 EC2 instances. 10 is the number, right? All those predefined numbers, you can put it inside the Terraform.tf vars. Variable names, you put it here. Numbers, you can put it, values, you can put it in the TF vars. Don't worry, I'll show you the examples for that. Output, you know. Is this clear, guys, here? Clear? Now you're able to correlate things. Provider, what does the provider contain? Provider's information. And then version of the provider. And then what is here? Backend, which contains the state files. Main.tf, where the entire logic is present. Variables, where all the variable names will be declared. And variables values will be declared here. Here variable names, here variable values. Output of your Terraform output, what you have created it. That's version, very important point. You cleared my doubt. Very good. Understood the basic theory, history, basic things of the Terraform now? Should we go and install now? Okay. There are multiple ways you can run the Terraform. You can run the Terraform from your laptop also. In your laptop, you can use your notepad also. Notepad, anything is fine. But many people will go with what? VS Code. Which one? So I don't think so. VS Code is here. No, it's not. We need to install. Okay. So if you want, you can use your VS Code because most of the developers uses this VS Code. And then, as I told you yesterday, open the VS Code, and then there will be extension on the left side. Only there will be a last button will be there. So extensions, and then just type for Terraform, and then install it. Only one thing you need to do. That's it. Okay, and then create the files there. And then your laptop needs to get authenticated to AWS, right? So you need to have AWS CLI to be installed on the machine. Remember AWS CLI we learned in AWS. And then you do what? AWS configure. Say that. AWS configure your keys, and your machine is ready to run the Terraform. And you need to install Terraform. What you need to install? Terraform in your laptop. So these are the things you need to do. Otherwise, what we can do, we can launch EC2 instance. And in the EC2 instance, what we do? We'll install the Terraform and we'll run the codes over there also. So which one I'll go with for? EC2 instance. Let's go with the EC2 instance, launch EC2, and then we install the Terraform there. Okay. So I already, in our team, all use VS Code, but I like Notepad++. I use Notepad. Yeah, no issues. You can do. So what type of machine that you need to launch? Your normal, your Amazon Linux 2. Which one? So I just launched EC2 instance, Amazon Linux 2 machine. Let's go and connect it. Okay. Okay. Sudo hyphen. Yes. And what do you host name? CDL set hyphen host name. Which one? TF. Sudo hyphen I. TF files. Just for, so that I can have only, I can write big commands here. If you put the my Terraform first machine, the command from here, half of the screen will come. Okay. Okay now. So what is the first thing that we need to do? Install the Terraform. So installing Terraform is very simple, very easy. So there is a code already available. Just use that code. See here. So we are installing Terraform on Amazon Linux 2. So simply first, all the time, what do you do first? M update. Let's do M update. M update minus Y. So it is, and then yum install, yum utils are there, which is utils are supported for this. So let's go and install utils. And then we need to add a repo. What we need to add? Remember, similarly, guys, what you are doing? This yum is a package manager. Previously, yesterday we learned about Helm. So we added the repos, right? So that is through in the Kubernetes Helm. This is here. Red Hat yum. Yum is a package manager, and you are adding the repository of this HashiCorp. Okay. And then finally, what we need to do? Install the Terraform. What's the command to install? Yum install -y Terraform. See here. If you directly hit yum install -y Terraform, so our Linux distribution will not know what is Terraform. For that reason, you have added that repository. So once you added the repository, this our Linux will go and check that repository. As the repository has that HTTP URL, it will go and fetch it and then install it. That's the logic. Install. Installer. So what's the command? Terraform -v. What's that? To check the version. What is the command to check the version? Terraform version is also fine, or -v is also fine. So what is the Terraform version we are using here? Version 1.11. Okay. So here it's always best to create it, because we'll be creating so many TF files, right? Terraform templates we'll create, right? It's always good to create a directory and keep it. Is it good to keep just like that somewhere? So whichever the project that you're using, you have that project, right? So here, call it as mkdir Terra project, for example, or Terra learn. You're learning or not? Give any name, and then we go inside it, and then we'll do all the stuff here. Okay. Do we have any files here? No. So let's go and write the first file, Terraform. So what is the main, okay, I already said. What is that file, that file name? Main.tf. What is that here? Main.tf. So before I write that file, first let us write that file, and then I'll tell you how to execute that file. There is a shortcut for that. Okay. Okay. So what's the command? vi, which one? Main.tf. Main.tf. Okay. So here, the first thing what we need to mention is what? Provider. Which one? Either you can copy paste that code here. That provider contains the version numbers and everything. But let's start with the only very start fresh things. Okay, see here. Insert. I pressed something. Okay, insert. Okay, what is that? Provider. Say that. What's the in brackets? What's the provider we are using? AWS. What's the provider we're using? Should I zoom it more? That's a max. Okay. AWS, and then flower brackets, we need to take it and close it. So by this provider AWS, our Terraform will understand, Are Babu, provider meaning he's using what? AWS. And what he'll do, he will go and get the entire, he will pull all the provider, all the information to your local machine. Yes or no? Because how does the Terraform knows your AWS wordings, terminology? Doesn't, right? That's the reason why if you put provider AWS, Terraform will download the plugins. What's that? What it download? It will download all the plugins so that it will support your AWS wordings here. Okay. So, and then which is the region we are using? AP minus south minus 1. Okay. Remember, we will be writing like in the form of blocks. What is this, a block or not? Provider is a block. Say that. Provider is a block. AWS is a label. What's that? AWS is a label. So we call it as provider block. And what is the label for the provider block? AWS is a label. And whatever that you have inside the brackets, we call it as arguments. What's that? What we call here? Arguments. Understood? What is provider called? What is the provider called here? Block. And what is AWS called here? Label. And what is this inside the brackets? We call it as arguments. What is that here? Arguments. So enough. Let's go in the save it. So once you save it, I told you a command there. I told you a command to format it. What's the command? Terraform fmd. Say that. Terraform fmd. So if I do main again, do you see nicely formatted or not? Just imagine that you have a long code and you have wrote just that not nicely. If this with this one command, everything will be aligned. Okay. So now I created my main.tf file. So I need to execute this, right? Yeah, yoga style, correct. I need to execute it. This machine is talking to AWS services. By default, this machine has permissions to talk to AWS. No. What I need to attach? Role. What I need to attach? Either you can attach role or you can do here what? AWS configure. Which one is best? Let's go and attach the role first. Guys, we already have that K8's role, na, which has admin permissions. I'm updating the same. Okay. Okay, Nana. So here, the first command, the normal commands that you should use it here. I'll tell you one small shortcut. iPad. What's that? What's that? You know iPad, right? You know iPad. What's the spelling? IPAD, na? So if you want to execute Terraform commands, use iPad. Hey, you have iPad or what? Achha, iPad meaning not your actual iPad. I'm just, I was thinking that he's taking the iPad from pocket. No. Okay, writing. Okay. iPad. What's that? I for init. Say that. I for init. Next word. Next letter. P for plan. Say that. Plan. Next. A for apply. A for apply. And D for destroy. Your Terraform commands will run with only this iPad. Terraform init, you need to do only one time. If you do Terraform init, what will happen is it will first check the provider, which provider it is, and then it will go and download the plugins. What did download? Plugins. AWS related plugins will get downloaded automatically when if you write a command called Terraform init. You tell me, will you keep on downloading every time? So this command will run only for one time in that directory. If you change the directory, Terraform will understand. Again, it will pull the, again you need to do Terraform init. Understood? So what are these commands? The four commands. iPad. What is I? Okay. Tell Terraform init. Next one. Terraform plan. Next. Terraform apply. Next. Terraform destroy. So Terraform init. Do you see here? If I do ls, do I have anything? Only main.tf. If I do ls, do you have any hidden directories here? No. Only main.tf is there. Now, what is the first command I need to run? Terraform init. Say that. Terraform. If I do Terraform init, what will happen? Okay, let's say without init, I write, what's the next one? Terraform. Okay. I do Terraform plan. What's the error it says? So Terraform will download all the plugins and dependencies of your provider. So what is the error that it's showing? Read it. Inconsistent dependency log file. So what file is this? Log file. Say that. Remember this. What file is this? So Terraform is first checking which one? Log file. Which one? Do we have any log file? Log file will be created when you do Terraform init. Log file will create when you do Terraform init. So what does the log file contain? Your version, provider's version. Which one? See. So whenever you want to Terraform plan, is it working? No, it is looking for which one? Log file, right? So for that reason, first you need to do what? Terraform init. What you need to do? Let's do Terraform init. What it's saying? Initializing the backend, initializing provider plugins, finding latest version of HashiCorp or AWS. So it has already found that in my main.tf, I'm using the provider AWS. That's why it is downloading which one? AWS and which version? 5.9, 5.90. That's the latest. So now it says Terraform has been successfully initialized. This one you need to do only for one time. This one you need to do it for one time. Okay, now I clear it. If I do ls minus al, do you find the log file there? What's the name? .terraform dot log dot HCL. Say that again. It generated just now, right? Why it generated now? Because when you do Terraform init, what is the job of Terraform init? It will download the plugins and dependencies of the provider. And that entire provider version 5.9.0, all that version information will be there in that log file and it is locked. That meaning, if I want to run any Terraform commands or any code I'm doing it. So which version it is using? 5.9.0. That version should be same every time or not? That version details will be inside that log file. It will make sure that we are all using same version. It will make sure that we are all using what? Same version. That is what terraform.log.hcl. We need to do anything with that? If we do cat dot terraform dot local, you just see only the hashes here. So do we do anything with this? No. And do is the versions here? Which version is this? If anyone asks you what does the log.hcl contain, you should say it contains the version information. Which version? Version information. Guys, you're getting it? And additionally, one more directory got created. What is that? .terraform. Should we see what is there inside it? cd.terraform. What is there? CD providers. Which provider? So what is CD registry? Which provider? Okay, Ashika. Which provider? Good. Which version? So I come back to my own directory. Okay, CD or Terraform. Okay, so that .terraform contains the provider's information. All plugins, dependencies, everything will be inside that .terraform. Do we do anything with that? So whenever you do Terraform init, what are the two things will get created automatically? .terraform directory and terraform.log.hcl interview questions. What does the terraform.log.hcl contain? Version information. What does the .terraform contain? Directory. Providers information. This is providers information. I mean the providers plugins and dependencies, everything will be there. And this contains the version information. Clear? Online, is this clear? Okay. So what are the commands that I taught you? iPad. Which one? iPad. So in that I you understood? What is the meaning of I? Terraform init. You need to do every time or one time? One time. Okay. So you did it. What is the next thing? Terraform plan. Are you writing any resources inside it? So Terraform plan will give you the plan. What it will give? Let's say you wrote a main.tf, you wrote so many resources to launch EC2 instances, to create load, to create elastic IP load, everything you wrote. Before you apply Terraform apply, say that. Before you apply Terraform apply, if you use this command called Terraform apply, it will start provisioning it. It will start working it. It will create everything. Before creating everything, first what you need to do? You need to see the plan. What does the plan contains? It will show you what it will be creating next. It is like, yes, exactly, dry run type. What is that? Dry run. Dry run meaning it will show you what it is supposed to create everything. It will not create, but it will show you the what it will be creating it. We call it as dry run. Say that. What we call here? Understood? So anything will create using Terraform plan? Will anything will create using Terraform plan? Answer is no. It will just show you the plan, what it's supposed to do, what it will be doing next. When it will act, if you do Terraform apply, you applied. Now you want to delete everything what you have done. What is the last one? Terraform destroy. What is that? Understood iPad? What is this iPad? Init, plan, apply, destroy. Understood iPad now? Online clear na? Okay. So in that main.tf, do you have anything? I just mentioned only the provider. Should I write any resource? Let's go and launch one small EC2 instance. Okay, na? Let's do. See guys, VI, which one? Main.tf. So that is the provider block. We will write another block. So what are you creating? Terraform will create what? Resources. What Terraform will create what? Resources. And let's write here resource. What is that? So what you want to create? EC2 instance, right? So in Terraform, for every resource, there will be a resource name will be there. Sir, how do we remember? You know to remember, you need to get it from the documentation. So if you want to launch an EC2 instance, there is a resource called AWS_instance. Say that. Understood? That is resource name. What is that? Resource name. And then you give your own name. I call it as my instance. Say that. That is anything you can. So this AWS instance, you should not change it. And this one label, what is this called? Label. Label you can give any name. Label you can give any name. Okay. Close the brackets. Okay. So now, in order to launch an EC2 instance, what we need to have? AMI, right? AMI. What is that? AMI. We need to give the AMI. AMI ID. Take some AMI ID. I'm taking this, for example. And then AMI ID. Okay. AMI is done. And then what is another mandatory thing? Instance underscore type. Say that. So here, remember, you should never write like this. Instance space type, because this is a language, right? Coding language. So two spaces will not be accepted here. So two words can be concatenated using underscore. So what we say, instance type. This is also a name that you should know. And then what is that here? String should be always in the double quotes. And which instance type we are using here? Small code. You understand this? Understood? Let's save it. What we do first? Terraform, FMD. So if I do main.tf, nicely it is done now. See, equal to correct name exactly. Okay. So now, what is the command that you should do now? Terraform init. So Terraform init or Terraform plan? Terraform init will be done only for one time. So next, what we need here? Terraform plan. So let's give Terraform plan. So do you see this? It gives so many. It's basically dry run. What is this here? Dry run. So dry run. So what it is doing here? Plus always represent that it is creating. What is that? Will be created. What is that here? So Terraform will perform the following actions. So it is taking our image ID. And what is this? Known after apply. That meaning, so all these EBS optimize are not host ID. What is the instance ID? Does the Terraform will know before only? Does the Terraform will know before? No, right? It will be known after apply. That's why it's called known after apply. Exactly, Rosif, correct. So all these things will be there, known after apply. So plan is what here? 1 to add. So 0 to change and 0 to destroy. So plan will not do anything. It will just do the dry run and let you know what it will be doing exactly. So everything is correct for you. Okay. Now what's the next thing we need to do? Terraform, apply. What we need to do? Terraform, apply. So if I try apply, what it will launch? It will go and launch EC2 instance or not? Let's do. Terraform, apply. So do you see this? It is asking something. What is asking? Terraform will perform these actions described above. Only yes will be accepted to approve. Enter a value. What I need to write here? Yes. So every time, is it good to say yes, yes, yes? So there is a parameter that you can pass is auto approve. Auto approve. So next time onwards, Terraform apply, and then what we do? Auto approve. Okay, so I'll say yes for now. What is saying? See the out. See what is it is showing. AWS underscore instance dot. This is the label name I have given, right? My instance. So it is what it is doing. It is creating. See, it is creating still. Now done. Now done. So ID is here. Instance ID is here. And resources. So when I say apply completed, resources 1 added. So if I go to the AWS and if I refresh it, I should see one EC2 instance got launched. So you see the one? It is now just launched and it is initialized. Understood? Guys, online. Clear? See here. Now do you all understood about init, plan, apply? And then I just told you what is that? Auto approve. And then once you are done with it, what we need to do? Destroy. So let's go and destroy. What's the command? Terraform. If you don't use approve, again it will ask Terraform destroy. So if you what Terraform destroy will do, it will terminate the EC2 instance. We can give all the time. We can give. There are few default things. So enter a value here. Yes, Harshit. So we can provide all those things. Let's go one by one. Guys, now do you see it is destroying. So when you do Terraform init, see, when you do Terraform init, what are the two things got created? .terraform directory. Another one is that log file, correct? Now see what it has created. Now it is doing all these things, right? Where all this is getting tracked? Where it is getting tracked? Where it is getting tracked? Oi, where it is getting tracked? State file. Which one? Yes or no? Tracking. Remember it is state file. So it is taking time to destroy. Let it destroy. Okay, done now. If you do here, clear. If I do ls minus al, there is something, one more thing got created. Where is, what is that? Huh? TF state. This is the state file. This is the state file. So state file is locally available here or not? Is it good to be local here? We need to put it in the S3, but we'll learn later. But this is a state file. If we do cat terraform TF state, and do you see this here? So it contains the entire information what it has done till now. Do we have anything here? Everything out 0, because do we have it created and it already what? Destroyed. That's why it is not showing anything. So what is that backup file has? Cat terraform tm dot. Do you see? This is the backup file. That meaning previous state. What's that? Previous state. So what was the previous state? Do you see this here? All this entire, this is the IP address that it got launched, right? This is the EC2 instance got launched. Entire information will be there. If you have set up the entire infrastructure, big infrastructure, that entire JSON will be here. Backup. You understand the state files? Very, very important. Okay. So you know what is block? You know what is labels? You know what is arguments? Nice. So you understand what is state file is? Okay, Nana? And do you understand what is local state and remote state? Local state meaning where you are terraform.tf state, you are storing it locally. And if you want to remote state meaning you are putting it in where? S3. And you know what is terraform.log.hcl? You know what is current state versus desired state? Yes or no? Current state meaning where you are in AWS, what it has. Current state or actual state, everything is same. Desired state meaning the one which you are writing in the code to is going to apply. That is what? Desired state. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let us go and then enhance little bit more. Okay. This is the code, right? So guys, here I want 3 machines to get created. What's that? How many? So what we have here, arguments here, count. How many you want? 3. How many you want here? 3. Yes or no? Can you increase this? You understand what the count is doing? What the count is doing here? Creating 3 EC2 instances. That's it. Now what we do? Terraform. Huh? Huh? Oh, FMT. It's not mandatory FMT. Okay. Terraform. Next, what you need to do? Plan. You want to do plan all the time? You know, right, what it is going to do. And what we do here? Apply. Apply. But this time what I do? Auto approve. Hyphen, auto, approve. If you do auto approve, so that meaning it will not ask for yes or no. It will start creating it. How many machines will be created now? 3. And 3 machines, entire information will be in the state file or not? Previously, state file was empty because we tested everything. Now let's go and see what it will show. Do you see this here? Something indexing is there. Do you see? AWS instance, and this is my label. What it says? 0, 1, 2. That means how many EC2 instances got created now? 3. The first one is named as what? 0 here, 2 here, 1 here, and then 2. It is indexing it. Actually, what is this called? So now here, how many? So entire information will be in a state file or not? Now, if you go to here, how many machines might have got created? 3 machines. Do you see 3 machines got created or not? So this Terraform is tracking this machine as 0, this machine as 1, this machine as 2. Which machine where? You don't worry, because who is tracking it? Terraform is tracking it. Okay, let's say, for example, you want to list it. Okay, first of all, we have our TF state, right? Can we do the cat and see now? Cat terraform.tf state. Previously it was empty, right? Now if you show it, do you see? A lot of things are there here. How many machines information are there here? 3 machines information are there. That's why it is very long. State file will be very, very big. Imagine I've set up VPCs, internet, so many things. Very big. Okay. Now there is a command called terraform state list. Say that. You see what it is listing. What is listing? Whatever the resources that it has created, it is listing those resources here. Understood now? Understood? Okay. So now, if you want to delete a specific resource, what's that? If you want to delete a specific resource, we can delete it. What's that? We can delete it. And then there is a command here. I don't want to destroy all the three. If I use Terraform destroy auto approve, it will terminate all the three machines or not? I don't want to terminate all the three machines. I want to terminate only one machine. I want to terminate only one machine. Can I target it or not? What I can do? Target. What's that here? And see the command for that target. See, Terraform destroy auto approve -target. Which one you want to terminate? 0 na, 1 na, 2 your wish. So tell me the command here. Terraform, which one? Destroy auto approve. Which one? Target and then copy. So let's say I want to target this one. Okay. And then if you want to multi-target it, I am single targeting in order. If you want to multi-target, you can put again target is equal to which one? Another one. So I'm just going for which one here? Only this. See, now which one will be destroyed? Only that file, only that instance will get terminated. See, this is showing the instance ID here. Destroying this instance ID. If you do Terraform destroy -approve, auto approve, it will destroy all the resources. Online, is this clear? Single target, multi-target, you understood? What is that wordings? Single target, multi-target. Okay. Now, let us see what are the things you know. Yes or no, you tell me. Ready? I want online everyone. Yes or no. How many topics without knowing you understood? You know what is Terraform? Louder. So, yes. Say. History of Terraform. Advantages. Alternatives of Terraform. Pulumi and all. You know the difference between Terraform and Ansible. You know how to set up install in Terraform in Amazon Linux too. You understand the file structure, provider.tf, main.tf, and all these things. You know what is a block. You know what is labels, and whatever inside the flower brackets are arguments. You know iPad, init, validate. Oh, there is something called validate. What is that? Nothing, Nana. Validate here meaning your syntax is correct or not, it will show. Whatever the vi.main.tf is there, no. So what is that here? Terraform validate. If you validate, is there any syntax issues or not? So whenever you are doing Terraform apply, at that time it will throw the error. There is an error. But before that only, whatever you have written, you can see that here it says success, the configuration is valid. So that is valid. So in iPad V is coming, right? That's why I removed that V. Right? Otherwise, IV pad, I should say. Okay. And then, do you know how to launch an EC2 instance through Terraform code now? You know what is state file? You know what is Terraform log.htcl? You know local state, remote state, current state, desired state. You know count argument, count argument, how many machines you need. And then finally what? Target, single target to multi-target. Clear now? How many you learned? This is why I said Terraform will go with the straightforward. Actually, these topics will take 2 days to explain. Do we need 2 days for this? Do we need 2 days? Right? Yeah, definitely. So people will take, and you all understood each and everything here. These are all interview questions in Terraform. I'll stop it here. Just, I showed you the smell of Terraform today. How it looks like, how to write the small code. So with that small code, we write big things. So in the next class, that was smooth as butter. Very good. The next class will be on Monday. Tomorrow, no class. Okay. So whatever that you have done till now, all the things, please try to do all the practice. Terraform also you do it. I'll just upload this day one thing for you. And then Monday we'll see variables topic. Yeah. Yeah, we'll aim for that. Sure, Tausif. Course completion. Yes, probably this week. Okay. So next week we'll go with what? Terraform. And then after that we'll go with the projects. ठीक है? खाली करना है hostel. Huh? Yeah. Huh? 17th. Huh? Acha, you will be in the okay. Just take 3 days, 4 days grace period. This week, keep it. Keep that. Why you spend these many months, no? And then just only 1 week. Try. Yes, we'll take the projects. Yeah. Okay, ma. Any questions? Kalyani will do that project. Don't worry. So next class is on Monday only. Okay. So I'll share these things to you. So just go ahead and try have fun with Terraform until then. So maybe you can try to enhance that code little bit, like how to put. So there is an official documentation already available in Terraform, right? So how to launch EC2 instance through Terraform. I just gave only count instance type AMI. So can you write few more things also there? So as you have 2 days holidays, so try to enhance your skills by yourself little bit. So that I'll be teaching you, but still try to do it and then try to apply, plan, destroy and all. And make sure that you are in the free tier, AWS free tier. Because here I'm not in free tier. Whenever I apply, machines are creating. Whenever I destroy, machines are destroying within 1 or 2 minutes. For me, it will be charged every time. But for you, it will not be charged. So you can do multiple times. So your account is less than 1 year only, no? Make sure that it should be less than 1 year. So because from now onwards in Terraform, we launch so many machines, we'll terminate so many machines in 1 hour only. I also, time has come to create a new account. Otherwise, so much of bill you'll get. Okay, ma. So can you get the final CC for today, please? Yeah, sure. These 2 days will be a good time for me for the rest. I've been not on the leave for so many months, right? So today I cancel all the classes because it's fasting season also, right? Yeah. But that doesn't matter for me at all. Huh? In the fasting only, I'll teach 5 classes, 5 batches. That is not a matter for me. But for you, I'm just giving little bit one small gap so that cover it up. It's not me taking rest. You should take rest, not me. Right? So, and Monday we'll continue with what? Terraform. Day one Terraform. Good. Understand? Huh? Now tell me, do you have the feel of doing the coding? No, right? That is the achievement. That is the achievement. I will not make you to that you're writing a code at all here. Right? Yeah, good. Sure. Thank you, Ravi Ranjan. Thank you. So we'll take all these things, Dinesh. Yeah, sure. So that is all. Let's connect on Monday with the Terraform. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Please practice it and see you on Monday. Good night. Yes, Abhishek, correct.